FragPunk just did some absolutely insane changes. I'll go over all the March 18th patch notes, which include multiple Lancer buffs. We even have nerfs to certain weapons, and a change to the movement system entirely. We have some new fair warnings, as well as some additional Twitch highlights, and a whole bunch more. What's up, world? It's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things FragPunk. Okay, so first up, yes, we did finally have a balance patch, and this does seem like the first of its kind. Now, there was ones with Outbreak, but this is for the entire game itself. They're calling this still a hotfix, though, so it wasn't much of a patch there yet. We haven't really had any major patch yet, although this one has some massive changes. So, of course, we have our section here for balance adjustments, which do include the weapons. Now, the damage of the Bad Moon S has now been increased to 48 within 15 meters, and 45 when you're beyond 15. So you'll see that change here depending on how far you are from the player. There will be a bit of damage change there. Not a whole ton of a buff, but decent overall. Again, I am super happy they're finally adding numbers to the patch notes. I hope they continue to do so. Which also makes me sad about this next one, which is the number of incendiary grenades for burner have been reduced from 2 to 1. This was one of my favorite weapons to use overall, and my favorite secondary. I loved using this one with Circuit's ability, as you can essentially hide the flame and slow enemies in there, so there is some tech there overall, but it has now been reduced from 2 to 1. I definitely understand that this weapon was really strong, and actually did give me a lot of eliminations and prevent a lot of bomb diffuses and plants. This is a very strong weapon, so now you kind of have to be more tactical with it, so I do understand the change there. They've also optimized the sound effects of burner and increased the volume of the explosion and burning effects. I'll let you listen to that now. Moving on, we have our first major Lancer changes here. This does start with Jaguar. Now, his ability, I Can See for Miles, originally could only detect up to 10 meters. But now, as you can see, it will detect up to 25. The visualization for the detection, though, seems to still be at 10 meters. I'm not sure if they'll adjust that, but the graphics of it, or the visual graphic of it, only does go to 10, where the enemy detection does go to 25. Another massive change here is the maximum blinding range of Corona's Hothead. That has been adjusted from 15 to 30 meters. This might make Corona a must pick. I know a lot of people that run Corona. This character is actually pretty strong. The fact that its blind goes up to 30 meters now, yeah, that is absolutely insane. This character is going to be insane for the push meta. And realistically, it even works on defense now as well. Super strong here. You'll see we'll get all of the bots in training range, even standing at the start. Yeah, this is a really far skill now. Next up here, they say they optimized the placement area for Nitro's skill, the wall. Obviously, I can't really notice any difference here or what they did for optimizing it. Seems like you can still throw it beneath yourself and stand on them, so no nerf there. If anybody notices the difference, let me know. Next up here, we have a major and massive change. This is the increased overall to movement speed. Yes, they actually did basically revert the beta changes, and they have increased the movement speed. You can check that out here where we're running with the knife. See how fast that is? Now we'll switch to the main primary weapon. We are getting a bit of pickup on speed there, as well as the pistol overall. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to compare these or compare what we had from the previous change, and they don't label the number of overall movement speed change. Maybe it was 10%. It seemed like it was a 15% nerf from beta. I have this footage here now, so if there is any more adjustments with that, I will do a comparison in the future. They've also optimized the audio effects of footsteps, which I'm very happy about. The footsteps were a little bit off there. Glad they're getting those in tune. They've also disabled the option of hide your name from other players. That's for better investigation of cheating behaviors. So right now that has been disabled, and you can recognize players based off if they are cheating. That's probably for the betterment right now. Another change here we have to shard cards. Now these were actually quite the massive nerfs and buffs. So first off, they reduced the head magnification multiplier of the shard card big heads. They were quite huge, and it does seem like they've been decently nerfed overall. I wish I could test this in training range and see the kind of nerf there. Again, no numbers displayed on that. They've also increased the required shard points for Embrace. That one is from 3 to 4. They've increased the required shard points for Itchy Trigger Fingers from 4 to 5. This ability is very strong, as it can throw off detections and do a lot of things there. Eagle Eyes also got that change from 2 to 3. However, they reduced the required shard points for Painful Motivation from 4 to 2. They've also reduced the health of the Infernal Hounds. This is quite the massive nerf here from 130 to 50. They were decently strong. I've noticed they work well around corners. That is a huge nerf here, and the card might not be taken anymore. Now, this is quite the massive change here, but more so it's just temporary. where they actually have disabled the Lancer Spider from the Outbreak mode. Now he is temporarily unavailable. I'm assuming this is to patch all the out of bounds mechanics that he's been using. This Lancer seems to be able to get out of bounds in Outbreak a lot. I assume that's to patch those up before he can actually do that. Now there was several other bug fixes here. Certain characters had abnormal banner animations. Spider's skill Spirited Away had an animation and model display problem. Players could move outside the map boundaries in certain areas. Again, it was a lot of Spider doing that, at least in the Outbreak mode. The Return to Sender card failed to correctly interrupt the diffusing process, which is quite the massive change there. Certain recurring challenges could not be refreshed normally, and some players could not complete club challenges. That does cover for the patch notes side of things. Next up here we did have our Twitch Rivals highlights. This is the last of day 2, where we had a ton of strategizing in place from both Tens and Shroud. First up here is Shroud figuring out some insane peaks.
You're dying here, right? Don't watch his right.
Hollow point mid.
Next up here we had Tens do some planning that could have changed the tide.
I'm B.
Oh my god.
Dead. Do you have any flashes?
Okay.
Flashing a full, flash couple now.
I'm blind.
I'm gonna blind you, Tyson.
Yeah, wait, someone go into my smoke. Someone go into my smoke. I'm gonna...
I got the wall down.
My fault.
We have bomb, I hit one.
Yeah.
Watch your back, Jay.
If
Watch your back, Jay.
I'm gonna throw a resmoke. Scott, come over here, and then I'm gonna do a scan into it, and then you can get a wall bang. Go into my smoke right now. Go into my smoke right now.
I'm ready.
Yep. He's not there. He's not there.
Okay. Just fall back.
With this last clip here, we had Shroud changing his entire setup, and essentially just showcases how much shard cards actually do influence around.
Give me one bomb. Give me one. Hannah, give me one bomb.
Yeah. Here. Okay.
I'm
and then
gonna.
I can turret a short TJ.
Hold on.
maybe?
You guys go slow. I'm gonna try to work fast B. Die.
I'll let be opping here.
I'm gonna work pretty fast B. Hold on. If I die with converter, they might not be aware that there's 2 bombs. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'm gonna turret a short.
So some pretty decent Twitch highlights there. For our last minute mentionables here, this one is a new banned player list. So some massive warnings there. There has been a total of 3,323 players that just got banned. Quite the insane number there. This was quite the massive jump up from the last article, which they had banned 200 players. Now they have banned over 3,000, so they are very proactive there. And these are essentially lifetime bans. From what I've seen, I believe they're around 3,000 day bans, which essentially is 10 years. Some have been longer though, so yeah, it basically is a lifetime ban. This last one here is for any creators that are watching. They actually did seem to revamp their content creator program for the recruitment. They reposted this forum, and this seems like a new forum from the last one. So if you've already applied, you might want to check again. As when I checked the forum, it said that I didn't apply. If you didn't know, if you've already applied to a Google form, it will tell you to submit another entry, or it will even tell you to view your submission. If you don't have that, then you have to resubmit. Overall though, it should about cover for today's video. If you like, subscribe, and into the next one. Deuces.